Imagine you're a small business owner. You took GST registration under Rule 14A because you want a quick approval. But now your business circumstances has been changed and you want to switch to the normal GST registration. There's a good news for you. GST portal has now launched a new facility in which you can withdraw from Rule 14A. In this video, we will understand the process, the timeline and what happens after the withdrawal. So without any further delay, let's get started. Segment 1, Background and Purpose. Rule 14A was introduced in November 2025 for low-risk businesses. The condition was that your B2B output tax liability in a month should not be more than Rs 2.5 lakh and Aadhaar authentication is mandatory. Only one fast-track entry per PAN. Now, GST portal has added a flexibility. If you wanted to opt out of Rule 14A, you can do that smoothly too. In short, the entry was fast-track and the exit was also smooth. Segment 2, Who can apply and how? Now, the next question arises, who can file for the withdrawal and how this process works? The answer is very simple. Only the active taxpayers who have opted for registration under Rule 14A can apply for withdrawal by filing Form GST Reg 32. The process is as follows. You just need to log in into the GST portal, go to Services and Registration. Here, with all the other options, you will find the option for application for withdrawal from Rule 14A. Only those active taxpayers who have already registered under Rule 14A will find that option. After clicking on that option, your GST Reg 32 has been opened. You need to fill in the following details: your GST number, legal name, address of your principal place of business, option for registration under Rule 14A. This option was automatically selected as no. After that, you need to do the Aadhaar authentication of one primary authorized signatory and at least one promoter or partner. And then you need to mention your reason for withdrawal. After filing all the details, you just need to verify the application and sign and complete the process accordingly. Remember, Aadhaar authentication is mandatory for primary authorized signatory and at least one promoter and partner. So, in brief, the application is visible only to already registered taxpayer and Aadhaar authentication is mandatory for it. Segment 3, Key conditions before filing. Before filing your GST Reg 32, there must be some key conditions, the purpose of which is to check that your compliance records are clean. If you are filing application before 1st of April 2026, you must have filed minimum 3 months return. If you are filing the application after 1st of April 2026, you must have filed return for at least one tax period. And all the returns which are pending from your date of registration till date of filing your withdrawal application must have been filed. So, in short, remember you must be compliant before filing for withdrawal. Segment 4, Aadhaar authentication. So, as we discussed earlier, Aadhaar authentication is mandatory. For whom? Number 1, primary authorized signatory, and number 2, at least one promoter or partner. Without Aadhaar authentication, your application is not complete. ARN, that is application reference number, would be generated only after successful Aadhaar authentication. Segment 5, Timelines and restrictions. With regards to timelines, these are the important ones. Number 1, draft application. You must file your draft application within 15 days. Number 2, Aadhaar authentication must be done within 15 days. If you miss the deadline, the ARN will not be generated and your application will lapse. Also, while your withdrawal application is pending, you cannot file core amendments, non-core amendments or even self-cancellation. So, in short, complete everything in 15 days or your application will lapse. Segment 6, Post-sanction and impacts. Now, what happens after filing your GST Reg 32? Once approved, the order is issued under GST Reg 33. After approval of your application, you must declare your output tax liability from next month. If your output tax liability is greater than 2.5 lakhs, the declaration is mandatory. Remember, opting out does not mean exemption. The compliance continues, just the framework changes. Now friends, registrations and withdrawals are just one-time task, but completing your compliances regularly is a big task that usually eats up your business time. Creating GST invoices, filing GSTR 1, 3B and monthly reconciliation of your purchase books with your GSTR 2B. These all are very time-consuming and error-prone compliance tasks. But if you use a proper compliance and AI automation software, this will help you in creating a stress-free compliance. I personally uses a software that generates GST invoices for me, reminds me of the GSTR filing deadline, and even automates my GST reconciliation. Sounds interesting, right? Let's get a quick walkthrough of the software. I just need to log in into my software. Here, I get the various tabs, including the sales, purchases, accounting reports. In GST tab, I have three options: GSTR1 sales report, GSTR2B purchase report, and GSTR3B summary report. After clicking on GSTR1 sales report, I just need to select the reporting period and click on validate report. After clicking on validating report, my system starts validating the results. After the completion of validation, if there is any error, the system will flag the error. After checking all the errors and validating report, I can simply download the report in Excel, or I can download the report directly in JSON. After downloading the JSON report, all I need to do to file GSTR1 is to go to the GST portal and just attach this JSON file. And after verification, my GSTR1 is good to file. Not just GSTR1, it also helps me in generating GSTR3B summary and reconciling my GSTR2B with my purchase books. All this in just few simple clicks. If you also want to make your compliance stress-free, you can try this software. The link is given in the description. So, to sum up, GSTN's new Rule 14A withdrawal facility is a game changer for those who want to shift from Rule 14A to normal GST compliances. This is a digital flexibility with clear timelines and compliance safeguard. So please let us know in the comments, did you find this facility helpful for your business? And if you have any questions or suggestion regarding this topic, also let us know in the comments. Thank you.